Good evening, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to all of you out there and all of you that are watching. And it's Friday night as usual. We're live, we're in the shack, and we're going to have a bit of a talk night tonight because we can't really use the radio because the water in the coax is too bad. I mean, we've got a lot of water in the coax. I spoke to my aerial man Will a couple of days ago, and he's going to come round. And what we're going to do, we're going to just take the IMAX down. I asked him, could the problem be with the coax, and he said no. He says it won't be getting in through the plug. He said because he says I well insulated the plug. He said the plug's pretty much waterproof. He's put self-amalgamating tape on the plug. He said, so it won't be getting in through the plug. He said, so it's got to be getting in through a split in the aerial. He said, there must be a split in the fiberglass somewhere. Which figures, because when I replaced the aerial, guys, let me just get into a better position. There we go. When I replaced the aerial, I only replaced the middle section. I kept the top section because it was okay. And I kept the bottom section because I thought it was okay. So, you know, I didn't realise that the bottom section could be compromised, and it obviously is. But that's what Will thinks. Anyway, what I've done, guys, you just can't see. I've got a box here. What I've done. A lot of you won't approve of this. A lot of you will say, oh no, that's rubbish. You know, that's what you bought there is rubbish. A lot of you will say that. But, you know, in my opinion, it isn't. You know, I actually watched. I actually seen some. I read a write up on the IMAX where the guy takes one to bits, and he explains exactly how it's done. It's all done with trickery, really. I mean, look at your two adjusting wheels, for your two rings for adjusting your SWR. Well, they're straight off the Dynamatch. The Dynamatch was a little aerial of about 12 inches long, if that, between 12 and 15 inches long, and it went on a car, and your SWR'd it the same way. Hello, Ridley. And the IMAX is basically based on the Dynamatch. I had a Dynamatch years ago, and they are only meant for mobile use. A terrible aerial. They were alright if you're using what I was using it on, though. I was using it on a Fidelity 1000. So yeah, if you're going to use a Fidelity 1000, then the Dynamatch on a biscuit tin is a good idea, because you tend not to get all the shit that comes in. Because back when I got into the hobby, there was a silver rod just about on every other roof, or something else on just about every other roof. So, you know, adjacent channel rejection was a real problem. Everything suffered from it because of the proximity of all the radios. I mean, you could talk to your next door neighbour by radio. Why bother? Just knock on the door and go and have a cup of coffee with them. You know, I didn't see the point of that. You know, but what I did see the point of, you know, if somebody lives a few miles away and it's a horrible day and you can't be bothered cycling or getting your little motorbike, what we all had back then, getting your bicycle or your moped out or whatever, and running over to see them because the weather's terrible, then yeah, you could switch this thing on and speak to them. It was great. Until, of course, you got the idiots. You know, the music benders and the mic keyers and the bucket mouths and, you know, all the rest of it. Before you got all them, I mean, the radio was a nice place to be. We're just waiting for a few more to come in. We'll get a few more in. What's that there? Explore Edge and no, dismiss. Oh, it's disappeared. You know, so like I say, we shouldn't cut out here because we're on we're in the shack. We're usually gone by 8 o'clock anyway, so because I don't sit in here that long. We're usually gone by 8 o'clock. I don't spend all this time in the shack. Not that I don't like to, just that you know, I start to miss the workshop even if I'm in the same building as it. I do tend to miss the workshop, and I like to spend time in the workshop. Even if I'm not doing anything, I sit in the workshop all day, guys. Even if I'm just watching YouTube videos, I just sit there. You know, if I'm in, I sit in the workshop. It's my favourite room. I mean, I don't sit over there on the sofa, I don't sit on the chair. You know, I don't really do anything. I sit in here on a Friday night. I sit in here if we're going to do some radio, and I'm not on the air, I'm not recording. But we have got a couple of projects that we do want to look into. We want to look into the into this desk microphone here. We want to look into this because this is a nice mic. The PTT's faulty on it, however, and you can't get the switch anymore. The switches are no longer made. So what we're going to have to find a way of adapting that, and they're using. What they're actually using, they're actually using 6 pins. I think it's it's 6, 7, 8, 9. They're using a 9-pin switch, and they're using every pin on the switch. So what I need to do is look at it and see if I can find something that will work and will do the job, because the switch is really bad there. I've cleaned it, I've done everything, and it's not making any difference for me. So, you know, it's just very crackly and very noisy at times. And I use that mic on the 6900, sorry. I use that mic on the 6900. But I might rewire it and use it on the homemade base station, the homemade CB base station. Might do that. But yeah, we're you know, I think we got Microchips back tonight with his video. I hope so. Been missing Microchips' content. He did one. I think it was last week. He did one, or a few days ago. Sure, it was a few days ago. On a little frequency counter that I gave him. I gave him a little frequency counter that I got donated, but I didn't really need it, and I didn't have a use for it, and it didn't work. And I don't repair test instruments as such, so I passed it on to Graham, and Graham repaired it, and good luck to the man, and he cleaned it up, and you know, the only downside was the battery cover was missing. I can't remember if it had the battery cover when I first got it. If I have got the battery cover, I'll pass it on to him. But if I ever come across it, because I know what it looks like, so if I ever come across it, I will pass it on. But I can't remember seeing the battery cover on it. It might have had, but if it's anywhere, be in the drawer in the bedroom. So if I ever come across it, I'll pass that on. If you're watching, Graham. But you know, he likes his old test instruments, you know, and I do. I got one off Martin, what's his name? Martin, what's his name, guys? Help me out here. I can't remember his name. I'll know when he pops in. I'll know when he pops in. Martin, oh, do you know, I've had a brain fart, guys. I hate when you have a brain fart. Chipmunk. Is it Chipmunk? Yeah. Martin Chipmunk. Yeah. And what we're going to do is see what we're going to do in a minute, guys, we'll just get a couple of more people in the chat. It's nice and warm in here. I think the heating's come on. It's nice and warm in the shack tonight. You know, we've got the heating on. Yeah, I think one night, guys, what we might do one night in here, we might, and it's only a might, we might fire the reel-to-reel up, and because I know some people like to see that, and no one's ever really seen it running for a long time. But I've got two of them reel-to-reels. I've got one under the benches. It's a Sony, exactly the same. It's exactly the same reel-to-reel. It's the same model, and they're good machines. They're actually a semi-professional machine. They're actually a brilliant machine, guys, for what they are. I mean, lovely machine for what they are. You know. Yeah, my friend Mark in Birmingham, Birmingham boy, he picked one up not so long ago. And yeah. Let's see if I can read what you're saying, Ridley. I think it's Ridley. I have the model below you, the 366. I think you have the 377. I have, yes. I've got two of them, mate. Two 377s. There's not much difference in between the machines. I'm not sure what the difference is because they look pretty much the same, if I remember rightly. I'll give you a quick look at mine if I can. Let's go to, there we go. Go to the correct camera, turn it round. See, there's mine. Can we zoom out? That's as far as we can go. Let's go away from the table a bit. See, there's mine. And I've got a, what do you call it on mine as well? I've got a custom reel on mine, which says Sony. I've got two of those reels. I had them made. They're 3D printed, them reels. I think they were £30 for the two. I've got them both in red, but really I should have got them in silver. But I got them in red because red's one of my favourite colours. But yeah, these are, you know, these are a good machine. You know, they really are a real Bobby Dazzler of a machine. They're excellent. Them Sonys. There's me Switch, me DS. I'll do a bit of gaming in here. Let's put the camera back so I don't fall over it. There we go. But yeah, anyway guys, what we've actually got, we're just waiting for a few more people to come into the chat. I mean, I've got 136 subscribers on here. Where are you guys? Come on. Come in and say hello. You know, we won't bite you. Let's put my glasses on, see how many's in. I should be able to do it by going to my phone. Ah, Microchips has put a video up. New old stock CB Master 3600, will it work? Yes, of course it will. It'll have a Cybernet board in it if I remember rightly. They always work. Live on YouTube. How many's in here? Can I find out by? I have to go actually into it, don't I? Live chat, we've got 8. 7. In fact, actually, guys, if I turn the volume down, I can read the chat from here. I can read the chat from this. Yeah, it's a guy. Did you get it from eBay, Ridley? It's a guy on eBay who does them, isn't it? Yeah, is it a guy? Did you get it from a guy on eBay? Your silver reel. Because there's a guy on eBay who does all sorts of stuff, and he's very good. You know, he does knobs for dance sets, reels. He does front replacement front grills for things. You know, you name it. He can 3D print. It seems he can 3D print everything. So, you know, but that's. I think that's where you probably got it from, because I only know one guy that's doing them. But we are going to right, let's just see what you're saying there, Ridley, because I can't read it from that distance, but I can from here. I did indeed. And also ones they are black on the other side of mine. No, mine are red on both sides. Okay, I mean not also. You meant to put Sony there. But yeah. So does that say how many we've got in there? We've only got 7 people in. Where are you all tonight, guys? Come on. I know I came on a bit early. But come on. I mean, one of them is including me, so there's only 6 really. But yeah, what we're going to talk about? Yeah, we've got Steve coming in. We've got Steve coming in a week or two. He's preparing for his chat. He's got to do a talk, and he's preparing his chat, and we're going to do a chat on transmitters and aerials. You know, we're going to talk about aerials, well, rather Steve is, and he's gonna basically, you know, do a chat for us, and I've arranged it with him, and he said he'll gladly do it. So that's cool. Hello, Ray. Nice to see you in, my friend. It's always a pleasure. Yeah, we've got 8 now, because Ray's just come in. Hi, Ray. So, but basically, guys, what we're going to do in a minute, we'll just get a couple more in, and what we'll do in a minute, we'll open the box I've got at the side of me. Because I have got an IMAX up at the moment, but as I say, we've got water coming down the coax, and so we're going to have to replace the coax at the same time we replace the aerial. But what I've actually done, guys, yeah, it's afternoon where you are, isn't it, Ray? Yeah, afternoon, my friend. Yeah, I know it's afternoon where you are in Canada. And yeah, what I've gone and done, a lot of you won't agree with this decision, but it doesn't really matter, because it's, you know, at the end of the day, it's my decision, and it's what I've decided to do, because it's what I wanted to go with. If I can move back and bring this in, let's turn the camera around. Right, what we've actually got here, guys, 3 PM where you are. Wow, it's fucking, what time is it here? Fucking just gone 7. Yeah, Right, so what we'll do, we're going to open this, because we need to make sure everything's in the box anyway. There we go. And that's how we open things, guys. We open it everything so it's all nice and neatly done. Then we retract our blade so we don't cut ourselves. Then what we do, we pull that out of there because that'll need to go back in when we're done so we can seal it back up. And this, if it come out of the box. I don't want to come out of the box, come out of the box. And this, yeah, lovely. Right. Why won't it come out of the box? What we'll do, we'll tip some of the stuff out that's down the bottom there. There we go. There's stuff down there. I can actually see into the box. This light's pretty good. There we go. Then what we'll do, so that we don't end up with it all over the floor, we'll shove that back in there. Whoops. It might go that way, no, it goes that way. Shove that back in there. There we go. Right. I think you're supposed to undo it that way. From that end. I don't know though. There we go. Hello, Clarence. Good evening, sir. Yeah, what we're trying to do, guys, there we go. Right. We'll pick that up in a minute. Oh, bloody me. I don't like the thought of this because there's live wires down there and we're caught on them. There we go. There's no bare wires or anything, but even so. Now if I let this pop out like that, there we go. I have to repair the box after so we can put it all back in. Right, there's the instructions, we don't want to lose that. We need that. Right. So let that fall back into there, there we go. Right. Now, let's try and pick our bits up that we dropped. Didn't drop much. Oh. So we got those, which are our ground planes. Those, And then there should be a bag of whatnots down here. Right, so what did I buy? Right, yeah, everything looks like it's there. Yeah, what did I buy? I actually purchased a 5/8 wave silver rod. Why? High gain silver rod, that is. Why? Because, contrary to popular belief, I think an aerial, unpack aerial from the box, I think an aerial, or antenna if you like, should be, yeah, this is instructions for a 5/8 wave, 5/8 wave, high gain silver rod, home base antenna. There should be some marks on these as well, on these bars should be marked. These poles, these sections should be marked for us to SW. Oops, oh, it's only the box. Should be marked for us to, so we can do the SWR when we get to that part. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, you set them. You basically set them to where it tells you to set them in the book, and each one should have one of them marks on. And that's, and then when you mark it up, then you should just be able to SWR it, guys. The last one I put up, the standard one, the last one I put together, I actually SWR'd it on the ground, and then when it went up it was perfect. But the other one's all bent and fucked, and you know, so it tells you in the instructions on how they want you to do it. A Japanese, nice one. A DX Commander, a Japanese antenna. I'm not sure if they're Japanese. I know the original ones weren't. Doesn't say where it's made. Yeah, basically to adjust the SWR, undo bottom Jubilee clip and move pole to correct SWR. So we'll do that on the ground, because when your SWR is done, using the U-bolts provided, attach base antenna to a mounting pole not provided. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know how to use these. But what we'll do, we'll SWR it on the ground, because if I stick that on my pole, once that goes on my extension pole, which is a 6 foot pole, my extension pole's about 5 or 6 foot, which is then jammed into the top of my scaffolding pole. Once that aerial goes onto the pole, the wheel ain't going to be able to reach it to SWR it, I don't think. So what we'll do, we'll SWR it down on the ground, and then when it goes up it should be right. That's how I did the last one. I SWR'd it. I just lined up all the marks, and it doesn't have to be perfect SWR. We're not looking for 1-to-1 SWR, ratio 1-to-1 SWR here, because we're not going to achieve it. The reason why we won't achieve it is because I use mid-band as well. So we're going to have a compromise. So if I set it perfect for UK 40, it'll be slightly higher on mid-band. So what I'll do, I'll go for a compromise of the two. And what we'll do, we'll pre-prepare the coax, pre-prepare the length of coax we're going to use, and put a plug on either end, and we can SWR it. I can SWR it then. I can actually SWR it in the workshop. I don't have to do it in here, and then we can just fire it up onto the pole, and it should be pretty much right, give or take. That's how I did the last one. High Gain is MFJ, who recently announced they were going out of business. No, the aerial isn't made by High Gain. It's actually a High Gain aerial. It's the High Gain version of the standard aerial. It's not made by High Gain. I can't remember who it's made by. It's not made by High Gain. It doesn't say on here, but it does on the... It says it on the... What do you call it? It says it on the internet, on the site I got it from. It's not made by... It's not High Gain, as in manufactured by High Gain. It's higher gain than the standard one, because the standard silver rod, doesn't have these three pieces on it. Doesn't have these three ground planes going on it, whereas this one does. It has these three extra pieces of metal, which go aluminium rather, which go. I'll show you where they go. I'll show you where they'll go. Well, if I can, there we go. That goes into that comes out of there. Obviously, that must come out. But once you put the screws in, just turn that round so it can clip in neatly. There we go. So once you put that in, what you do, you put that cup where it needs to be. Then what you do, you get your instructions, and you don't really worry about those. And you put these in. Does it show? Do they have to go a certain way, or can they go any way you fucking want? I would imagine you can put them in any way around, as long as it goes that way in. Because what you do, you lift that up. You lift that. Yeah, you can put them any way. And what you do, you lift that up. And to be honest with you guys, I don't think. Yeah, you put them in like that. To be honest with you, I don't think that they make much of a fucking difference. Anyway, we may as well. I don't think they'd make much of a fucking difference, to be honest. I mean, let's open our fucking bag. I don't think they'd make much fucking difference. I mean, the other one hasn't got them on, but we're going to put them on because they came with it. So, but I don't think the other one's a 5/8. We'll put all them back in there in a bit. But I don't think they're all your clamps. So basically, guys, you lift it up like that. You put your screw there we go. That's it. You put your screw into there. If I pull this lot out of the bottom here, if I take this lot out of here, oops, let's bring this back. The reason why, the whole fucking lot's sliding out. wish I had. Yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do. So you can't. So basically you just rest it on that jukebox. No, well, we're slightly out of. We were slightly out of. Right, so that should just go in. That's it. It should just pop in. There we go. There you go. Just rest that on there. I mean, once you get one of them in, there you are. That's it. And then all we do, we've got any washers. I mean, there's washers for the main clamps. There's two washers for the clamps, but I don't think there's a washer for those. And this is what we will do before this goes up. We will tighten them down. We'll get a spanner on there and a screwdriver. We'll tighten them down, and that's how it goes. There we go. Let's put the next. There you go. Put the next one in. So you can. I think. Do they have to go the same way? I think they go like that. That's how they go. Push that into there. Yeah. Good evening. Who's that? Might be Julie. It is. Good evening, Martin. Good evening, Julie. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, love. Hope you are as well. Hope everybody else is, obviously. So what we do, we put that into there. First of all, what we do, we'll see if we'll see through the hole, which we can. There you go. Put the other nut on. Now you can tell the difference between these because the nuts for the clamps are bigger than the nuts for the ground planes. But we're not going to tighten it or finalise it yet. Just get everything in place. Bullshit. Oh no, actually I think we might be alright like that. Let's bring that back up. Oh. Shit. There we go. The problem we have is we don't. Now if I lower that there, there we go. There you go. There you go. Well, I think that's the way it's supposed to go. Well, that's the way I fucking put it. Yeah, because they're all going around that way, so this one will go that way. Yeah. Make sure I don't fucking turn that Give that a bit of a jiggle. There you go. Right, we now, there's the Jubilee clips, and I think that is the, see, and at this point, if you do this, you get to find out whether anything's missing, and if it is, you can get onto the fucker that sold it you and say, look, so basically what I should do is hold that screw like that and give that a jiggle. You always find, like going through two surfaces, there you go, one of them doesn't always want to cooperate. So that one there, so that's, put them there, they're my clamps. That's the washer for the clamp. They're the Jubilee clips, so make sure you've got all those. They're the things you stick on the end of your ground planes. There's the other nut that goes on there. And as I say, when it comes to what I should have done, and probably would have been the best idea, well, I'm not going to do it. Right, so what we're going to do next, now all we need to do, we've got the ground planes on, we're going to tighten them up. We're not to do it now. They're supposed to go on there. They all need tightening. It's supposed to go on there, that. I mean, they have to go on. They have to go on to. They have to be. They have to go on because I'm just worried about. See, they have to go through there, and this. What I generally do is stuff like that. Generally, just give it a push, gently. Otherwise, if you push it too fucking hard, they go on the end of there. So they can't come off. Whoops. Yeah. And am I showing you? Can you actually see this? Yeah, you can. Come a bit closer over. There you go. Right, so basically, it's just to push that into there, really. Right, let's get me. Yeah, that's it. I think they're a bit. Imagine they won't come off. Once they've been on there for a few years, they're going to come off. And the warning: do not. Yeah, or as if you need to know. Warning, do not use near overhead cables. Really? Wow. Well, we won't be done, will we? I mean, I know why they put warnings like that on, because there are a few jelly brains. There are guys. There are a few jelly brains that would actually stick it. I think you just twist those on, because there you go. That's it, that one's gone on. The other two are on as well. Well, we can't tighten the screws up because we ain't got an implement for which to use. But what we can do, we're not tightening that yet because I want this as much prepared. So what I can do, I can just stand that over there now out of the way because they're not going to be able to put it back in the box. Put that there out of the way now. Right. And what we'll do, we'll put the washers and the nuts there we go, ready for when the aerial man comes. I spoke to the aerial man, I don't expect him going up there yet. Fucking weather's atrocious. Oh, we almost forgot this. We'll do that in a minute. If you don't put the little black cap on, you end up with water going down your aerial, and I'll end up exactly the same position I'm in now. There we go. So they can go back in the bag. I don't want to go back in the bag. You're going in the bag. What we do, we can put them back in the bag. And there's our Jubilee clips. They're probably a dubious quality, but you never know, might have improved. I've got some really good quality ones anyway if I need to. But the ones on the other ones are a bit fucked. Right, so we'll put the little black pip in there as well. Goes on the little black cap. Goes on the top. So that's what we've got, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna warm them up so that they go on, don't pop back off. Yeah, I thought of that, Ray. Yeah, but the aerial isn't. I don't think these are made in Japan. I'm not sure where they're made. I can't remember who made. They're not made by. What do you call it? They're made by. I'll let you know who they're made by. I think they're actually made by Solarcon. I'm sure they are, you know. I think they're made by the same company that make the Antron 99 and the IMAX. I think the Solarcon or whatever they are. I think that's who make them. Right, let's turn the camera back round. All you see is my fat belly. There we go. Let's see if Brettis is listening. I mean, we can't really do much because the aerials, we've got water and growth going in. Let's see.
Sounds rubbish, you try solar off country fair, get myself 2 or 3 dozen, and post them through. Vermin, yeah. You'll pick them up out of the fucking garden. You will. Pick them up out of drainage. I've got a bit of bubbling going on. Are you on here at Paul at the airport?
What do you mean, your ass bubbling?
Well, bubble, yeah, actually I have had a bubble this afternoon. Been a bit rubbish on the old inside. That's hours for me too. I had a bit of a fucking shitter, to be honest with you. Too tired needle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another fucking thing as well. People coming out with fucking accusations like that.
Hey, Rich. Like what? They kept on doing all kinds of stuff. We're the teachers, right? And we're looking after the students that don't know very much.
Part of your staff. You mean the imbeciles?
Yeah, that's how I see it. I see the kids in the class. They behave like children.
Behemoth.
Hello, Rob.
Where's John?
Yeah, good evening, sir. Yeah, I used to have a funder. Yeah, it could be Thunderpole who make them. Could be, yeah. I used to have a hang on. I used to have a Thunderpole Mark II back in the 90s, and what a fucking aerial. What an aerial. I think it was the only UK specified aerial. I think it was the only UK government approved aerial you could get. But what a bloody aerial, man. You didn't have to do fuck all with it, you just put your coax on it, shucked it up, didn't have to fuck about with any SWR, any marks, nothing. You just screwed the ground planes on, screwed the whip on, the base coil and the whip, screwed that assembly together, shoved your coax through your pole, put your plug on, connect it to your aerial, shove your pole on, bolt it with the pinch bolts, and shove it up. And they were brilliant aerials. They were great aerials. Not like the stuff they make now. I mean, they don't make the Thunderpole now, which is a shame. The actual Thunderpole 2, they don't make that now, which is a shame.
It's £1 for me, mate. £1 at 60, 70, 80, whatever. £1 on, and the fucking chemist, you want 5 and 6 quid a time. £1 on in there. I can't, you know that fucking place is a right bargain for something.
I know, yeah, but I think they get a load of shit that, like it's late. That's what I think. And another thing, they do a fucking really good strong version of that. I've got it here, it's in like a white and yellow sort of tubing. If I tried it, I'll get the name of it. It's fucking brilliant, it's better.
You'll have to tell me what it is, I don't know. It'd be ideal. But this stuff does work for me a little bit, but I only use it occasionally. But I don't need it now at the moment. But I'd like to have a bit on standby, you know what I mean? Do very well with that at the minute, to be honest. I've only got like I ended up fucking.
Let's have a look at the chat, see what you're saying, guys. Let's see what we're saying. I think the Thunderpole is a Mark 5 now. Right, I've not seen one for a long time. Accept all. Yeah, they don't say. I looked on here. Guys, and I couldn't find them. Yeah, the Thunderpole 5/8 wave silver rod. Yeah, that's what I got, but I got the iGame version. I mean, the fact that it's got 3 fucking ground planes on it probably doesn't make it a blind bit of difference. But yeah. Well, that's what we've just been messing with anyway, guys. That's what we've just been messing with. Right. Yeah. You know, I used to like the Thunderpole Mark II. I thought it was a cracking aerial. I don't know what the Mark 1 was like. I never got one, but the Mark 2 was brilliant. I mean, I used to crack. I used to crack all over Europe. It's just come back to you guys. I used to crack all over Europe on it, guys. No messing. You know, I used to speak to people all over Europe on a fucking something not dissimilar to what we're sat with here. You know, I don't think Tommy's getting a bollocking. Yeah, oh well. You know, but with all said and done, guys, you know, I used to crack into Europe on 4 watts. Fucking 4 watts. Never had any problem getting into Europe on mid-band on 4 watts. You'll be cracking again with this new area. Well, I hope so. I'm impressed with my Sigma 10, though. 160 meters with my ATU. Yeah, I don't really use. I don't really use HF or out like that. I mean, you know, you know, the IMAX, the IMAX is good. Does it tell us the specifications of this aerial? I mean, it's not as good as the IMAX, we know that. But it doesn't tell us what it ranges from. No, it doesn't. It just tells us. Yeah, 1.5 inch radials. I've done that. Each radial has been drilled at one end. Push the radial through the black plastic molding. Line up the screw holes. I've done all that. Take the 3 5mm screws from the self-sealed bag, and then 5 nuts. Fasten with a screwdriver. You don't want to go too far because you'll split them. So you just want to snug them up, guys. Yeah, it doesn't say what its specifications is. Yeah. Well, what I'll do, guys, I'll measure the one outside. What I'll do, because I was happy with the SWR, the one at the back, that's no longer up. It's still assembled and still in the same way. It's still the same as I left it when we took it down. So I'll put this the same height as that, the same length, and yeah, I think it tells us where to set your pole, where to set your marks on your poles. Each radial, yeah. Holding the base of the antenna and press and pass the 25mm tube inside the 22mm tube inside the 25mm tube until you reach the black mark about 3 millimeters. Slip over the correct size Jubilee clip. So you do that. So repeat this process with the remaining tubes. The black mark for remaining 80 for the 80 mil. The black mark remaining for remaining tubes is 80mm. Don't forget to push on the end cap provided. Using the U-bolt, yeah, you have to rewire it from the bottom. You have to rewire it from the bottom tube. So you set everything up. That's easy enough to do.
tomorrow we're getting -20.
But she said in the morning, early hours of the morning, it's gonna go to -12.
Yeah, but who cares, Ray? I mean, come on.
12.
Well, I certainly don't care. I'll be wrapped up in bed in the early hours of the morning.
There's colder places, mate, believe me, I do not care. I'd like to go camping in it, to be honest.
I'll come with you, cockhead.
I'd love to, no, you're not coming camping with me, you all fucking shut up.
Yeah, I'll come camping with you, cockhead.
I'd like to go camping in the freezing cold and make some food outside. I really would.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Get a spade out and stuff, you know. Not get all my barbecue shit out. Get some spade out, put some ash in the hole.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we need a spade, won't we? So we can dig it all our shit down.
They might stick into oil.
Yeah, bang into that. That'd be fucking great. But I'm thinking, what could I eat? I'll have some plum tomatoes. I'd have some beans. I'd put something else in it. I think of what else I'd put in it. There's something else somewhere.
But just don't have sausages because you'll upset Keir Starmer.
No, I can't have sausages. I can't have meat.
Ah, Roger Dodger. Yeah. I don't know. What would I like to eat if I went camping? I think I'd like to catch some fish or something, cockhead. You know, catch something that was running around wild.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, just slap it straight on, get it fried. But I can't have it fried stuff. I'm sort of screwed here. I'd have to boil it.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with a bit of boiled fish or boiled chicken. I'll tell you what is nice, steamed chicken and steamed fish. And it's low in fat as well.
Yeah, I know, it takes it all out, doesn't it? All boils to the top, or steams to the top, it disappears. That's when you clean the tops of the, you know, your steamer, it gets all fucking horrible and slippy.
Yeah, Roger Dodger. But the food don't half taste good though.
Correct, it all comes out of it. And if you time it right, your veg are fucking beautiful.
Yeah, you know, the idea is get the meat nice and the veg so it looks just nice and green and lush.
Fuck off, your belly's rumbling here. Will you fucking go somewhere else?
Yeah, hey cockhead, I'm on the recently refurbished Rotel 240. Do for what's it like?
Great.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, we're on YouTube, by the way, because we do Friday Night Live from the shack on YouTube.
Well, I'm glad I've told YouTube that I'm on a, you know, vegetable diet. Thanks. But yeah, go camping. Where do I go? Do I go Anglesey, eh?
Yeah, anywhere, cockhead, anywhere. You know, anywhere would suit me. Yeah, definitely. I'd definitely be into a bit of that.
Golden Sands it's called. Yeah, is it Ben Lake? Yeah, that's where to go. It's lovely.
Roger Dodger, yeah, I'd be definitely into a bit of that. Yeah, you know, do a bit of fish. I used to go fishing with my mate, but he's dead now. So after he died, I never bothered.
I could do a bit of sea fishing, but I can't actually get there because of where they actually do it. But I can find somewhere to do it. I could easily do that. I just can't find the one in Golden Sands, because you've got a lovely beach and there's some rocks where they're flat. It's perfect for sea fishing. They get I think they get a couple. One of them's mackerel.
Ah, Roger Dodger. Yeah, I like a bit of fish. You know, a bit of mackerel, a bit of plaice. So I can do all that. I don't think there's a fish I don't like, you know. I've never found one yet.
Yeah, well, I can understand that. Yeah, man. I don't know what the other one is in Anglesey, I forgot, but mackerel's one of them. And something else comes in. I forgot. Staff John will tell me. Oh, yeah. In a bit.
Yeah, someone will know, won't they? Yeah, because I've never really done sea fishing. Yeah, I should start going fishing again, you know, maybe catch myself a girlfriend. You know, I might catch an old trout.
Oh, fucking hell, don't bother. I have lived one for 28 years. She's a fucking nuisance.
I've heard she's lovely, your missus.
Fucking nuisance, mate.
I've heard she's lovely, your Karen. Is it Karen or Carol? I think it's Karen, isn't it?
You're not far off. It's Cas for short, but it's Caroline.
Oh, it's Caroline. Roger Dodger. Yeah, I know I weren't far off, Ian. Yeah, someone asked me last week in the chat, did you used to be called Monkey Spanker?
Me? No, he's in Failsworth. I've known him since I was a kid. He's in Failsworth. I saw him Blakely, literally a mile and a half away from him.
Yeah, because somebody mentioned your name and the guy asked me, did he used to be called Monkey Spanker? And now I can tell you, mate, it was a different Ian. There we go, guys. Come on the vintage CB Radio Shack, and you learn everything.
I got a phone call.
No worries, Ian.
Yeah, monkey spanker, it's a twat.
I never actually spoke to him. I have heard the handle from many years ago, because he was around in the 80s. But I've never actually I've never actually spoke to him, to be honest. But somebody just asked if that was the same guy, and it's obviously not. So there we go.
He's still a cunt though. Well, that twat's back.
Roger Dodger, there we go. Right, I'm going to let you guys carry on. I'm going to carry on with what I'm doing. I'll catch you later, guys.
Ta-ta for now.
There we go, guys. So a bit of a chat there with Cockhead. Sorry a bit of his personal got through there, but I do apologise for that, Ian, if you're watching, mate. You know, but yeah, you know, we're all, you know, I mean, if it was anything too personal, I would actually turn the volume down or do something, because nobody's personal business. I mean, but then again, everyone hears it on there, don't they? So, you know, they all hear it on 19. So yeah, we're getting through to Cockhead, and Cockhead's a good few miles away from me. I get him really well. It's just a shame that we've got water coming down this aerial, because the aerial's working really well. I mean, but can I repair the aerial? Probably. It is fiberglass, so could it be repaired? It depends where it's damaged. So we'll look at that when it comes down, and we'll see. But you know, yeah. So that's the Rotel. I'm finally happy with the Rotel. We never really tested it last week. Why did we not test it last week? We were here last week. Couldn't get anybody last week. We couldn't really, you know. But this week, obviously, the radio gods have been kind to me, and I've been able to get through and have a chat. Yeah. Yeah, you know, but so there we go, you see. What else have we got? Let's see what else anyone's been saying while I've been yakking away on the old CB radio there. Yeah. Hang on. I wasn't saying it. Wasn't saying what? Is the Cockhead really necessary? Well, that's what we all call him. Somebody nicknamed him it, and it just stuck. But he's a nice lad, actually. I spoke to him many a times. He's a nice lad. Hang on. My brightness went down on me. There we go. Is the Cockhead really necessary? Yeah. I wasn't saying it. All I've learnt today is Cockhead is on a veg diet. Yeah, well, his proper name's Ian. Yeah, we just call him Cockhead. I mean, I don't know what his original handle was. You know, but somebody just called him that, and it stuck, and he answers to it. You know, he's not bothered. You know, if it bothered him, we wouldn't do it, so it doesn't bother him. I mean, he's got a pretty thick skin as Harry, and he really has, guys. He's a nice lad. He's all right. Well, I've never actually had a problem with him. You know, no need to. But that being said, you know, yeah. So no, I didn't know he was on a veg diet. I didn't know that. Surprising what you find out. Anyway, guys, let's come back to me. You can all have a look at my smiling face for a change. There we go. So we're on 8:05. We'll be jibbing off soon because we don't spend a lot of time in the shack. We come on, we have a bit of a play with the radios, and you know, we'll see what's happening for next week. I'm not sure what's on the agenda for next week. I don't know whether Steve is going to do his talk on aerials next week or whether that's a few weeks down the line. I will find out on Sunday when Steve comes. He'll fill us more in on that when he's here. But we all, you know, we all, you know, to be honest with you guys, I think it brings people together. You know, I mean, the radio, at least it used to. I mean, I can remember, guys. You know, I can remember years ago, back in the 80s, the late 70s, early mid-80s, up to the mid-80s. You know, if you wanted your living room decorated, you could get, you know, you could invite a few guys over, buy a few beers, and get your living room decorated. I mean, everybody used to help each other. If your car broke down, you know, there was a mechanic on there. He'd come out, he'd help you out, you know what I mean, and you know, take very little off you. You know, if anything, in the way of monetary payments. I mean, people were just happy to help people out. But you know, it's a different world today. I mean, this thing needs to go back to where it used to. You know, it needs to go back to where it used to be, when it was good, and it was wholesome, and it was fun, and yes, he has. I'll be watching that soon. The internet is the new CB. We met each other here. Yeah, that's true. That's true, but you know, it doesn't have the same appeal to me with you, Martin. I mean, yeah, I mean, I've met more people on here. I'll be honest with you. I've met more people doing the channel, or the channels. I've met more people doing my YouTube channels, this one and Vintage Electronics Repair. You know, I've come across more people than I probably ever likely to. But I still think the radio has its place, you know, and I'll always think that. You know, I'm an advocate of radio. I think it has its place, and I think it's always going to. You know, you're always gonna. I don't think there'll ever come a time when you'll turn the radio on. Is anyone here needing electrical work within spitting distance of Hampshire? Can do a discount. No, I don't need outdoing, thanks anyway. But yeah, you know, no, you ask away. I mean, yeah, there might be somebody. Yeah, I mean, but I think at the end of the day, guys, I think radio does have its place. It does have its place. And I don't think there'll ever come a time where you'll switch one of these things on and hear absolutely nothing. I don't think that time will ever come, because there's always going to be somebody somewhere. You know, and it gets passed down. I mean, people are rediscovering it. I mean, what I'd like to know, right? What I'd like to know, guys, right? If CB radio isn't as popular as it is, but then why are so many radios being sold on eBay? You know, you can get good prices for them and all. I mean, I gave £30 for this Rotel, and now it's finished and it's working. And I've confirmed it working, obviously, because I've been talking to Ian on it, and I've talked to Steve on it last week, and I've spoke to Brett. I mean, Steve and Brett, admittedly, they're only up the road, technically. Ian's a bit further out. He's over the other side somewhere. So, you know, I get a better test off Ian than what I do off Brett or Steve. But, you know, this is a £75 radio now, guys. Believe it or not. You know, all it needs, and I've not bothered doing them, all it needs is a new RX and TX lights putting in it. Because I need to find out. It doesn't tell you in the service manual what the value of the bulbs are. It just tells you that it just describes them as LP1 or LP2. It doesn't say how many watts or what the values are. So I need to contact my friend Richard and ask him what he puts in. You can't put LEDs in. Not without putting the incandescent bulbs in as well, because they don't work. I think CB used to be popular. Oh yes, you get more oh, let's see where we're here, I've missed a bit. If advice is needed, I can try to help. Much appreciated. Absolutely. Oh yes, you get more technical people on radio. You do. There's a lot of people that know. I think CB used to be popular, and eBay is selling estate finds. Maybe, but the prices they're going for, I mean, they're fetching good money. Seriously, Blue Nose talked to a chap through rewiring his garage over 3 days ago on Discord because he was gonna do it anyway. Wanted him to be safe. Well, that's it. You know, mistakes are going to be made anyway, mate. That's right. Killer Clown 73 is on the flat side. Absolutely. Yeah. 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 Get yourself a nice Rotel 240 if you're in the UK. Haven't got any contacts on my Yagi yet. I made sure he didn't make a mistake. Well, that's it. Help people where we can. Have any GE 8908 vacuum tubes available for 1 kilowatt linear Golden Falcon? I haven't, no. Yeah, I know. I've just answered it there. Seen it. I've seen it. Yeah, I haven't got any valves or tubes, if you like, that would do that job. Seriously, guys, I haven't. I'm in the US and have several base station and pillboxes. Right. Yeah, you know, your best bet really is have a look around. There seems to be a lot of good valves coming out of Ukraine and Russia, if you can get them. I mean, at this the way the world is at the moment, you probably won't get them for a while, but a friend of mine bought some EL84s, which is a British Mullard valve. I can't remember what the American equivalent is, or I can't remember the equivalent in America because they all have different numbers. But the EL84, my mate Mildred, the Mildred, he got, I think he got 8 of them. I think he got 8, he either got 8 or 10 of them, and they were very cheap. And they're not a bad valve, and he got them from Russia just before the war. Got them from Russia. A Yagi on 11 metre is very interesting to me. Yeah. That's the problem. If you can get them, one single tube can sell for $300 US. Wow. Well, that's bad, that, innit? I mean, I don't get hold of many GE tubes. GE was General Electric, wasn't it? I don't get hold of many GE tubes, or valves as we call them. I don't understand why the Americans call them tubes, because in the service manuals for the American stuff, it calls them valves. So I don't understand why they call them tubes, but that's another matter. Google says 6BQ5 for that's the equivalent for the EL84. Just a Sirio 27-3 is all it is. Yeah. I mean, we, you know, hey, we've got 15 people in now. Wow, that's gone up. Anyway, guys, yeah, it's been a good one, hasn't it? We've started to put the iGain silver rod together. I mean, we'll put that up and we'll take the IMAX down, and we'll try and find out where the IMAX is broken. And the other silver rod, which I've got, I need to take that apart, service that. Some of the Jubilee clips are knackered, and it needs remarking for the SWR points. But I'm going to use this thing here, I'm going to use it to SWR this, get it to roughly the same length, and then we should be okay, rather than mess about. So let's just see what Clown Killer's saying, is it? Killer Clown, sorry. It was my mum's linear when she was alive. I have a base station and mobile as well. I myself been warned by the FCC here in the States, and they wanted to fine me 10k. Yeah, I tell them to fuck off. Might sound silly, but was General Electric Panasonic? No, it wasn't. General Electric was around long before Panasonic. It's an American company. Panasonic is actually owned by Matsushita, which is the same company that owns Technics and all that. 15, but only 3 likes. Come on, boys and girls, it doesn't cost you anything. That doesn't matter, that. People like it if they like it, you know. Yeah. There's 17 in now. I mean, I'm classed as one of them, obviously, because I'm using my phone as well. It's easier to use this than to sit there peering at that. They will find you 10k, but don't do anything about the 11111 guy. Been going on for years. I mean, it's like here in the UK. 7 likes now. Hi Jules, honey. It's like over here, guys, if they catch you transmitting out of band, I mean, I won't say his name, but they caught a very good friend of mine got caught once for transmitting on low band. We're not allowed to use low band in the UK, not at all. Low band is forbidden, and if you get caught going down there, you get fucked. Anyway, they took over 10 grand's worth of equipment off him, and that was about 40 years ago. So, yeah, about 10 years, about 30 or 40 years ago, they took 10 grand's worth of over 10 grand's worth of equipment, because they caught him. They did used to sell under the National brand, yes. Well, it was actually National, then it became National Panasonic, then they trimmed off the National, it just became Panasonic. But it's always been known by the Matsushita group as far as I know. But I have a couple of National cassette players. Yeah, I had a National Music Centre myself a while back, I sold it. I had a base station with extra channels and a 300 watt Fat Boy 4-pill box hooked up. Fucking hell. I mean, you know, I don't bother. I don't bother, to be honest with you guys. I mean, I'm not a stickler for the law. Don't get me wrong, I hate fucking laws. I don't like being told I have to do this or I have to do that, because some fucker who thinks he's better than me has got a right to pass a law saying so. You know, I'm a licensed amateur, and I do try and use the equipment in the way it's designed to be used. I mean, this one we've got in front of us now, go back to the cameras, because there might be some people on who haven't seen the radios, what we've got on in the shack. I mean, this one here is a UK approved CB2781 radio. But that being said, let me show you the homemade home base. I'll turn it on. You can see it lit up. Right, there's the homemade home base, which I built a couple of months ago. And believe it or not, the homemade home base has got the same chassis as what the Rotel 240 has. It's a Cybernet 134 chassis. And there's the homemade home base. And both those meters do work, by the way. One's the receive meter and the other one's the transmit meter. I'm not going to say they're accurate, they're not. No aerial in it at the moment, or mic, as you can see. But, you know, I spent a bit of time. It was not perfect, but I spent a bit of time and a few weeks doing that. But we've also got on here, this doesn't conform to UK spec, because all it uses a board that did. It now has a mid-band on it as well. So, you know, we've got two bands on here, mid-band and the UK 1 to 40. And there's me HF set. I say big, it's the biggest radio I've got in here. In bands, that is, not in stature. The homemade home base is bigger. You could nearly fit two of them into that. But yeah, that's the FT the FT 450D. I think it's a 450. Yeah, for FT 450D. Next to it, let's just move this. Next to it, we've got this little fella here, and he's the Yaesu FT 7900. He's my 270. And then we've got these little walkie-talkies. We've got this one here. We'll do a talk on this one night. This is we'll do a bit of a review on this one now. This is the TID radio, and it claims to have 10 watts output, and it's not far off, to be honest. I haven't measured my example, but a few people have, and what I need to do is get a lead that can connect from that to the test set, and put it on the test set and see what the test set says. Because I'm getting, I'll get to you in a minute, the FCC only cares when you come near cell phone or airline ranges, which costs them money, yeah. Or if somebody drops a dime on you and says, hey look, every time he keys up my fucking telly goes off. Yeah. Any experience with a Baofeng BF what? BFF 8HP? No. I have got a little Baofeng, but it's not that one. I've got a little Baofeng here. I've got a Baofeng here. This is what model's this? Oh, this is the UV5R. That's the UV5R, that one. And I've also got oh shit. I think he's had a drink, old Baofeng. Put him here. I don't want to put him on the radiator. I've just had him near the radiator and his arse is hot. We'll put him at the back there. There we go. I've got another one there, guys. That one that stood up. That's a Quansheng, and they're not a bad little radio. Then Quanshengs. I've had that for a long time, and it's a good little radio. I think the high voltage sounds better. I'm getting 250 watts from out of two 14.46s. Wow, that's not bad. Danger high voltage when we touch. Killer Clown, what's he saying? My base station is a North Star NS 9500. Yeah. And I use my mum's D104 lollipop, I can't pronounce that word, lollipop mic, yeah. Danger high voltage. I mean, I do. Let's just turn him back off. There we go. I mean, I do. I mean, all I do on this, guys, I do a barefoot 4. The barefoot 4 meaning 4 watts. That's all I do on this radio. I don't do any. You know, this one does 4 watts as well. The homemade home base. That does 4 watts on high power. And on low power, it does 400 milliwatts, and this does exactly the same. But I quite enjoy it, guys. I mean, if I'm not on here and I'm going to use the radio, once I find someone who I want to talk to, I can talk for a long time. I can be on here. I mean, I remember when it used to be full of people. I used to be on it all night, mate. I never come off. I used to get stuck to it and that was it. I'd be there all night. Just jabbering away, you know. And it was all fun. It was good. It was wholesome. It was a laugh. It was radio. You know, it was something that everybody could do once they got the setup and it didn't cost anything. I mean, the internet, yeah. You know, you have to pay for the internet. If I don't pay for my connection, I can't do any of this. You know, but with radio, I could turn these on any day of the week. And I can use them. And, you know, I don't have to pay anything. It's like me mobile phone here, guys. I'm using, I do get unlimited calls, but I still have to pay £22 a month for some of that. I think I love rocking up to customers, blasting that song. Which song? Have I missed something here? You have a theme song, brilliant. I was looking for a link on YouTube of me and another CBer talking. I was in Oregon and he was in Texas on Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah. It'll be up there somewhere if it got recorded. Yeah. I mean, I'm wanting to find a handheld CB with SSB. I pay a tenner a month, Andy. Right. An SSB with a handheld with SSB. Very rare. Very rare. I think there was one done, but I don't know who did it. But I think there must have been somebody must have been. I mean, it's not hard to do, especially in this day and age. I mean, it can be all incorporated. They can implement it all with software, which is what most radios are now. They're basically a radio on a chip. But I think SSB on a handheld, I've never seen one. That's not to say that they don't exist. And if you're more likely to find one of them in America than you ever would anywhere else, I would think. You're more likely to find one of them in the US, maybe even Canada. It's not to say it wasn't done. I mean, I've never seen one, but that's just like I say. Doesn't mean to say that I haven't seen it. Doesn't mean to say it was never made. Anyway, guys, I did say I had a surprise. I did say I had some more news on the CB radio front, and I was only going to mention it when I came on the CB radio channel, when I came into the Vintage Shack. Now, what I've actually picked up, guys, I've picked up another 2 of those realistic 1001 UK spec handhelds. But they both light up. One of them's got no transmitter. Transmitter doesn't work. The other one, and the one with the bad transmitter's got no aerial. Well, I've got an aerial for one of them. I've got a spare aerial for one of them, and I've got a full set of spares, including audio output. I've got a full set of spares, and I've got a transmitter I've got an output transistor. So next week when they turn up, we're going to be in the shack in the workshop. So we'll be in the workshop and we'll be looking at those. And I'll be going soon, guys, because I need to go and take a crap. Start turning these radios off. I need to go to the lavatory, guys. Anyway, let's turn the power supply off for the radios. There we go. Anyway, yeah, it's been nice. I've enjoyed it. I've been on longer than I usually am because I think the more I enjoy it, the longer I want to stay on. And we've had a few people come in. We've had Killer Clown come in. I think it's the first time he's ever come in, and he's welcome. Absolutely. Everybody's welcome. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. And I thank you all for coming in. Like, share, subscribe, buy me a coffee. But buy me a coffee, that is optional. It doesn't cost you anything to come on here. It doesn't cost you anything to watch anything on here. Like my other channel, this will never be put. You'll never find an area where you have to pay to watch something. Everything on here is there for everybody, and because I believe in the freedom of information, and I don't believe in charging people for a video that you're only going to release on your channel 2 weeks later. I think it's ripping. I think it's conning the public doing that. So I'm going to leave it there. I'll just read the last couple of chats, and then I'll leave it there. You all look after each other. You all take care. Was surfing the tubes and saw a CB channel, so I stopped in. So I stopped in for the help and convo. Good day, mate. Yeah, good day to you. Come in anytime you want. Don't you worry about it, mate. You're welcome anytime. Yeah, Cherokee is hard to find. It's a hard find. Price is nuts. Yeah, I'm live at this. I'm live during the week, from Monday to I'm live Monday to Friday, except Wednesday. But I'm in the But we're actually in the Vintage Electronics Repair Workshop. We're on the Vintage Electronics Repair channel from Monday to Friday, but I have Wednesdays off. I don't come live on Wednesday, although I usually do find a video. I find something to film, and I put that up instead. I have Wednesday to myself. Fridays, the Fridays we're always live in the shack, and we're always live in the shack on a Friday. So, you know, yeah. Call in anytime you want. Everybody is welcome, as long as they're civil. Trolls don't last long around on these channels. We soon get rid of them. You look fantastic today, Andy. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Right, you all take it. I can't pronounce your name. See, yeah. Killer Clown. A Killer Clown, he is often, hang on, often, I'm in Washington State, by the way, US. Oh, nice one. I'm going to watch Microchips myself. First I'm going to go and do what I need to do, then get myself a drink, can of Coke or something, Pepsi or whatever. Or I might even brave it and make a coffee. Extra treats, please, to our old son Scraps. Oh, he was a bit restless last night, you know, and he kept me up half the night because he couldn't sleep. And, you know, I went to bed and I checked to make sure he had water, and he had water. And about an hour after I checked he had water, I went to bed. Of course, I never checked again, because I thought he still had it. And he was I let him out for his last pee before I went to bed. He came in, and he was dead restless, you know, and, you know, and he spent about an hour whining, and I couldn't work out why, and I got up and let him out again. Anyway, so I thought I'll just check his water. And it turned out he wanted a drink, and his water, he'd drunk what was in his bowl. So anyway, I put him some water in his bowl, and he settled down after that. He had a drink. I think he tried scavenging something to eat as well. He doesn't get anything at that time of the morning. He carried on for a little bit, trying to get me out of bed to give him something to eat again, but that wasn't happening. So he settled down then. But yeah, he wasn't, he was a bit restless last night. But then again, We got to the bottom of it. He wanted a bloody drink. I thought he had some water left and he didn't. Well, he did when I looked. I may end up one day there to visit the Connections Museum in Seattle. Yeah. You may want to bookmark that one. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely, yeah, he's mature. I mean, he's a good dog, really. I mean, how often do you hear him bark, guys? Come on. You know, I mean, he's dead laid back, and do you know something? Even as a puppy, he was like that. He gets it from his dad. Gets it from Jack. Anyway, guys. Right, I really am going now. You all take it easy, guys, and thank you very much for coming in. It's always appreciated. And I'll be back this way tomorrow. I'm hoping my capacitors are going to arrive so we can wire up the decks for the disco console, because that is dragging on and we want to get it done. So you take care, guys and ladies, and you know, like I say, like, share, subscribe, buy me a coffee, all that good stuff. And I'll be back this way tomorrow in the Vintage Electronics workshop. Thank you very much, and good night, guys and ladies.